Hey everyone, Dan here. Before we get into it, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like and subscribe button. It helps a lot. And also keep in mind that these are my own thoughts, opinions, and ideas. These are not meant to be, nor should you take them as investment or trading advice in any way, shape, or form. Do your own due diligence, put in the work for yourself, and make your decisions based on that. Enjoy. All right, folks, here we are after market close on Friday, September 24th. We're going to take our daily look at SoFi. I won't mention this every video, but I would be remiss if I didn't mention it again. If you are just jumping into SoFi videos or just rejoining SoFi videos because of the recent run-up, I do one every single day, so please subscribe if this will be of interest to you. And I've done one every day for several months. So if you go back through the IPOE days and want to get a sense of what the analysis is, then different time frames with the life of IPOE and SoFi, feel free to go back. I have a playlist just dedicated to SoFi. All right, so SoFi had another great day today. I was chatting with people last night and folks were feeling like there was going to be a pullback today. I didn't think there was anything indicating that that was going to happen. As I mentioned in my video last night, it felt like we were in sort of a runaway position, and it's still sort of showing that after today. Now, one thing I wanted to point out on the daily chart here, if folks do any trading or look for positions intraday, it's really important, I believe, to check out pre-market lows. So we see a pre-market low here of 1661, and then we see a really nice bounce early in the day. This is within the first 25 minutes or half hour of the trading day. Bounced right off of that pre-market low level, and then quickly regained the VWAP, which is in sort of neon green there, and the 180 MA. And then it just took off. It did a retest of the VWAP and then bounced off and had a nice move into close. So that's something else that we've seen tons of times throughout this week, is this retest of the VWAP at some point in the day and then just bouncing right off and then continuing up higher. So nice to see. Too bad I couldn't make another attempt at this 1780, but I think everyone's pretty happy with the week that we've had so far. But this is just to say, something to look for. I think folks sometimes discount the pre-market highs and lows, but I would pay really, really strong attention to those if you are looking for an intraday entry point, whether you're swing trading or day trading, or even if you're just looking to get into a stock and want to get the best price that you can that day, even if you're holding it for longer. Something to pay attention to, in my opinion. Now, if we zoom out to the day to sort of get a sense of where we are in the broader scheme of things, well, that's not what I meant to do. Okay, so here's the chart that we've been looking at. I'm going to get rid of some of these for now just because they're kind of cluttering things up. That's fine though, I think. So we're about to hit our head on the 180 here. When I look at the daily, I like to shift over to the 20, 250. And when I'm looking intraday, I like to do the 9 and the 180. So story for another time. But on the daily here, we see peaking out above this resistance zone that we had put in of 1754. And so I'm going to come in and plot the next level up. I'm going to get rid of these MAs for now because it's just making everything really, really confusing. So let's put in a horizontal line here. Let's look for the next area where there has been a bunch of resistance and support at the same level. I'm going to say we're probably here, 1847. So this has potentially some really nice run room of like another dollar from 1754 to 1847, but it closed just above 1754. So I would want to see on Monday if it can really, really develop support along that line and then make its run toward 1847 there. But you see previous resistance here, support, support, and then resistance that flipped to support, then helped kick off or continue, I guess, this run up ahead of the merger. But that's what I'm looking at. at the moment, MACD is starting to stretch a little bit, so that's another good sign. Obviously, volume today is probably still rolling in because I'm pretty close to the close here, but 22.5 million at this moment, 29.3 yesterday. Yeah, so a bunch is going to roll in because I think in yesterday's video when I was making it, I think this was around 22, 24 million, something like that. So an additional 5 to 7 million rolled in. So we'll probably be pretty close to the same volume as we saw yesterday, which is a really great sign to see. The volume sticking around for these continuous green days that have been coming in for a while. So, and then like I said in last night's video also, looking at this previous topping out trend line to develop as support, and we see that sticking today. So the body of the candle closing above that support line as we should now be treating it, and really, really good signs. Now I do want to look while we're here to just see if there is any downward pressure that we might be looking at on sort of the larger time frame here. Maybe I'll come in from this 24.95 and oh, come on, Weeble. Always fighting with Weeble. 24.95. Okay. And let's see where this takes us. If we, oh, really fighting with Weeble. Okay. Let's see where this takes us if we capture those wicks. So this is probably something to keep an eye on. Okay, well, it's going to be below where we are now, so probably nothing to worry about, to be honest. So sorry for wasting a few moments of your life there, but obviously what I was looking for is to see where there could be some downward pressure coming from the previous price activity and sort of where that trend line would sit. But at the moment, I think we're better off looking at these supply and demand zones as far as I would see it, and moving from there. One other thing to note on the daily today, this support and resistance that we had mapped out here at 1754, it's worked out really well, right? That was where it first tested after it broke, tested and held for a long time, and then it just couldn't, but then it bounced right off the VWAP. It was able to regain support here and then closed above that level. So this acted as really, really nice support after that first run of today before it tested the VWAP. So again, I would just, say do your own due diligence, of course, but to the degree to which these charts are playing out pretty correctly, keep them in mind, or recreate them in your own software, and they have shown to be pretty solid. So a quick check on the data, and then I'll let you get to your weekend. So shorts really closing up shop quite a bit today, coming down 11.41% per Ortex's estimate, so just 6.34% of the free float being shorted at the moment. Cost to borrow is very low, utilization is relatively low, so shorts apparently being more than happy to stay out of it. Now, obvious potential catalyst coming up, the bank charter. Folks have been asking questions about that. I have no additional insight into when that news may or may not come through, or I guess may come through, but I was just seeing if there was any additional news today. I actually hadn't checked. Just been mostly focused on the chart. But, I have no idea. But we had been looking at these LinkedIn profiles of folks that had put info about the SoFi bank being in formation and them sort of occupying roles at that new entity, or seemingly coming to be entity. So we'll be keeping an eye on that and keeping an eye on the chart. And overall, it was a really great week. And again, really nice to see the comments of folks who've been with the channel for quite a long time, talking about locking in some profits and having some really good green days. And we'll see how far this takes us. It's been an interesting ride since IPOE and continues to be now that we are SoFi. All right, folks. Well, I, as always, really appreciate you watching. And if you have the opportunity to share this on Reddit or StockTwits or any of those places, Twitter, whatever, I also really, really appreciate the shares. If you have any eyes that you'd be willing to try to bring over to the videos or to the channel as a whole. All right, folks. Have a great weekend. I'll see you Monday. I messed up my flow there. Well, whatever. Have a great weekend. I'll see you in the next video.